In the blistering summer of 1947, ships sailing the Strait of Malacca began receiving a cryptic and terrifying distress signal. The radio crackled with static, followed by a garbled voice that sounded panic-torn between fear and finality. The message: all officers including the captain are dead. Lying in chart-room and bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. I die. Then silence. No coordinates. No explanation. Just that final, chilling whisper. A nearby merchant vessel, the Silver Star, picked up the call and rushed to the location. When they approached the SS Orang Medan, she looked still, drifting peacefully in the water. But peace was an illusion. The boarding party found a horror that defied reason. Every crew member was dead. Bodies were scattered across the ship in bizarre, twisted positions, eyes wide open, mouths agape. Some looked like they had been screaming when they died. Others clutched their chests, frozen in postures of agony or fear. There were no injuries, no signs of struggle, no blood. Even the ship's dog lay stiff, teeth bared, as if snarling at something invisible. The air was cold unnaturally so, and the ship felt wrong, like it was holding something back. As the crew of the Silver Star debated what to do, smoke suddenly began to rise from below deck. Within minutes, an explosion ripped through the hull. Flames engulfed the Orang Medan. The rescue team barely escaped. The ship sank quickly, taking its dead and every trace of evidence with it. No official investigation was ever opened. Some claimed the crew was exposed to chemical weapons from a secret cargo. Others believed it was carbon monoxide, but local legends speak of something darker, a curse, an evil presence summoned from the depths. Whatever truth lies buried under the waves, the Orang Medan remains one of the ocean's most terrifying secrets. A ghost ship that called for help from the grave, then vanished forever. Nearly a century earlier, in December of 1872, the brigantine Mary Celeste was spotted adrift in the Atlantic Ocean. Her sails were tattered but intact. The ship wasn't damaged. Nothing seemed out of place until the crew of the Dei Gratia boarded her. The Mary Celeste was deserted. Food still sat on the table, untouched. Personal belongings were neatly stored. The logbook was current last entry just 10 days earlier. But there were no people, not one soul. The lifeboat was gone, but the ship's condition made it clear no emergency had taken place. The cargo, barrels of industrial alcohol, was mostly untouched. No signs of piracy, no blood, no struggle. Theories flooded in. Pirates, mutiny, rogue waves, even underwater earthquakes. Some believed the crew inhaled toxic fumes and fled in. Panic. Others suggested a sudden waterspout or seaquake drove them to abandon ship. But none of these theories explained the eerie orderliness. No one flees a ship calmly. Not like that. Some legends say they saw something out at sea, something massive, unnatural, and watching. And that's why they ran. Into the lifeboat. Into the endless ocean. Never to be seen again. The Mary Celeste was taken to port and resold, but its name had become cursed. No captain who took command of her ever prospered. One went bankrupt. Another vanished. A third died mysteriously at sea. Some say the ship was cursed from the beginning. Others believe it carried something, not cargo, but a presence. A silent, invisible passenger. But perhaps the most harrowing tale of them all began in 1845 with the pride of the British Navy two mighty ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. Commanded by Sir John Franklin, the expedition was tasked with finding the elusive Northwest Passage through the Arctic. They were equipped with the finest technology of their time. They never returned. For years, search parties scoured the ice, finding only scattered clues, skeletons frozen in place, rusted cutlery, a single handwritten note mentioning the death of Franklin. Then came the shocking revelations. Scattered bones bore marks of butchery. The men had turned to cannibalism. What had happened in that frozen wilderness? For over 150 years, the story was a ghost tale passed through generations. Then, in 2014, explorers found the wreck of the Erebus. 2 years later, the Terror. Both ships were astonishingly preserved. Inside, time had frozen. Dishes still sat on tables. Boots lined up beneath hammocks. Books left open. It was like the crew had simply vanished mid-step. Analysis revealed the crew likely suffered from lead poisoning, scurvy, and starvation. But that didn't explain everything. Why had they left? The safety of the ships and tried to drag lifeboats across miles of deadly tundra? Why did some of them wander in circles, returning to the ships, only to die outside? Inuit stories passed down over the generations told of strange men who came from the ice, eyes hollow, minds broken. They spoke of something chasing them in the snow, a presence in the blizzards. The land swallowed them, not just with cold and hunger, but with fear. Some say it was madness. Others, a supernatural force buried beneath the Arctic, something older than the ice itself. And though the wrecks have been found, one thing remains buried: the truth. Because what destroyed those men may not have died with them. It may still wait beneath the frost.